welcome to Bath Spa Academic Centre Russell Kayla. We are going to be debating and discussing emerging technologies today. I'm joined with my co-host Usman and 4 panel members. Welcome, please come and have a seat.
Thank you so much, Mr. Willie. So my name is Usman Ahmed, and today we are going to have another session of debates or discussion. So starting with the introduction from my left side.
Hi, my name is Rhyan Andhrei Lapa.
I'm Rhandle Gapuz. I'm Rei Nald Onella.
And I'm Huda Imran.
Excellent. So most welcome. So now the topic of the discussion is the potential of drones to transform delivery and transportation services. So forum is all yours now.
Okay. So I think before we really get into the potential of the drones, we should go into the history first. So as far as I know, the first ever mention of the drone, the first ever usage of the drone was mostly for military services. It was a way of getting surveillances or in a more aggressive fashion, like attacks. It was at first it was called the unmanned aerial vehicles, otherwise known as UAVs. So yeah, it was mainly for military purposes. This was back in the 1960s to 1970s.
One of the names you could think of for the usage of drones is gathering intel from the other countries. Another one is aerial strikes and reconnaissance as well. So that is also one of the military uses.
Right. So now that we're done with the military use, we can move on to the commercial use of drones. And there are a lot of commercial uses of drones nowadays, ranging from giving aid for NGOs, obviously, and then for delivery, such as food, medicine, or whatever, towards either consumers or those in emergency. And there are also for surveillance and for engineering and for logistics, but we're mainly going to delve into the transport and delivery service side of things. And the first thing I'm going to mention is the proliferation of drones, since they are widely used all around now.
Wait, so by proliferation, what do you mean by that?
So proliferation of drones. What I mean by proliferation is the mass usage of drones. Like we have a lot of drones nowadays. We use them for recording landscapes, shooting shots up from the air, right? You also use them in film, and nowadays they're also used for delivering food. And one of the companies that I want to mention is Wing. I don't know if you know Wing, but it'd be reasonable why you don't know them because they operate only in America and in Australia. But Wing is essentially a delivery company that collaborates with DoorDash, where they use drones to deliver food to the consumers. And the way they do this is that they have this automated system where the drones will get the order, they will go towards the restaurant where where the customer ordered it, and then they will have this infrastructure laid in place where they can place the order there, they can place the box there, and the drone will have this tether go down to the system in place, like this pole, and it will attach, pick it up, go towards the address of the customer, and drop it down.
Wait, surely, but this is gonna have some security implications, won't they? Because the fact that it's able to go to the place where you're staying, it's gonna obviously need some security aspects, don't you think?
I think that the way that the information is given to the drone, it's AI or it's either big data. So I think that that makes it prone to more cyber attacks and more theft and crimes, basically. So basically, we're opening up a new field of crime to the audience, the public, basically.
So to counter with that, I in my own opinion, with the employment rates of technicians and cybersecurity, I think we can be able to counter such attacks in case if it would ever happen.
And I'd also like to say that these crimes are also existent before drones are ever used. And since they operate the same as delivery vans, right? Like the company will get the addresses anyway, so it lies mostly with the company itself. So it's mostly the responsibility of those involved. And if they were ever to be attacked, then it's going to be an issue with their security itself, not of the drones.
Well, the thing is that the public perception of drones and UAVs is like kind of damaged because it was first used as lethal use in military and then in games. Games adapted to that military use, such as Call of Duty and other warfare games. So the public perception is that there is no awareness that drones can be used in such a good way to transform these services.
Right. And in regards to that, the ethics of drones is also questioned. And there's this video about 9 years ago arguing about the ethics and the efficiency of drones, right? It was operated in Oxford. You can see it up on YouTube. But essentially, how it goes is that drones are ethical because, for one, they require less manpower to operate. You have the operators behind the screen. They will not be subject to gunfire, obviously, and that the drones are going to operate individually, so there are little chances of accidents or other collateral damage around the area they're supposed to strike. Is there anything you guys want to add?
Wait, earlier you mentioned something about employment rates, right? This is definitely going to have an effect on, like, for example, delivery drivers, won't it?
There are, especially in the short term when we're going to implement drones, since since the start of the printing press, right? Not everyone could write, not everyone could read, so everyone started to learn how to read. It's the same thing that goes on here. Delivery drivers will be rendered a bit obsolete. Obviously, they're still going to be used for them, but with the rise of drones.
Okay, so you've got a technology that can be used in documentaries, animal documentaries, where we see this the planet in a whole different way, which is absolutely fantastic. So that's good. Or we could do remote sensing, and we can see which fields are really productive and arable, in arable land and things. Or we can use them for military purposes. So we'll always have dual use technology. So I guess we need to sort of differentiate between there's always good use of technology and a bad use of technology, I guess.
Yes. But I'd like to ask you, Sir Billy, have you ever had experience with these drones before?
Yes, I have. I've flown them. Yep, absolutely. I love them. One of the things I'm really excited about is actually using drones as flying cars. It's because I don't think we're going to have flying cars like cars, because they're far too heavy. Yes, exactly. There's a few.
By Etisalat. Yeah, so that was, I think they will initiate that project in 2025. Yeah, so I think that will reduce the traffic congestion as well on roads. So that is a good aspect of that. I want to know your thoughts about privacy of people, privacy of countries, privacy of individuals. How we are going to tackle that issue? Because drones can, prone to that.
So, regards to privacy, well, again, it's up to those involved, the companies, especially since we have had this privacy issue ever since the rise of social media. We have Facebook. We also have a live leak, and there's no way of knowing when these information are getting gathered, especially if it's by nefarious purposes, such as live leak, right? Where we have these moments gathered from cameras individually that are not authorized to be given to them, and they're still uploaded to the internet. But the way that we can counter this is mostly through legislator, right?
Basically, like it's just a new way to get data. People are already giving away the data, but now they're more like aware about it. So basically, it's a matter of whether um, countries and companies would set in proper policies and regulations, like how the UAE has set up border control radars for so that no outside drone can get into the country.
I'd also like to add the point is that individual drones by consumers can be retrofitted with systems in place such as that you can use VPNs so that the data passed on from the camera to whatever feed you're using it, like a phone, like a tablet, or a laptop, it can be encrypted. So that way, when someone hijacks a drone, they can't collect the data because it's encrypted.
Yes, and there's geofencing. I mean, there's all sorts of technologies that stop you being able to fly in sensitive areas. For example, over
Yes.
prisons. I know in the UK, when I had a drone, I couldn't fly physically. It would not allow me to fly over a prison, for example. Well, no, it's just built into the technology. You know, it's built into the drone to know where sensitive sites are, including prisons or airfields, for example. So you can't fly anywhere near an airfield. It's built into it.
Uh, yes, yes, aerial mapping basically. Mhm.
So, what do you think about the environmental impact on drones on the surrounding area?
Well, I think that since drones widely use radio waves, I think that it will be like a lot of, it would have a big impact on climate change, a very big impact, because already we have like so many satellites up in space, and there's like loads of gadgets that we have right now. Even in this room, there's like a lot of radio wave frequency, and basically we are getting damaged by it, like by the moment.
So I'm wanting to see and explore this causal link. Are you saying there's a link between radio waves and climate change? Wow, I've never heard that before. That's really interesting. On serious, I've not heard that before. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of, using technology. When we're using lithium, for example, we're mining lithium. I can understand that, or heavy metals, or these sort of things. Yes, 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 absolutely, yes. But I just was questioning the link between, you know, um, radio waves and climate change. Yeah.
But in regards to other environmental impacts aside from the radio waves, it is also, as Sir Usman said, where it will reduce traffic because obviously you're going to use these drones for delivery. They will replace the motorbikes and the vans that are being in the road. So that way you're going to reduce multi-pound vehicles that operate on mostly fuel like ethanol or something like that. And you replace them with these little drones that operate on batteries that recharge once in a while and they go there with as little energy as possible. So you can
Excellent.
reduce emissions with that.
Well, I hate doing this. I hate wrapping this up because it's really exciting, and also by this time we're really getting into a flow. So I really appreciate it. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic topic. I think there's dual use as usual. We're going to have parametric drones. We'll be able to come maybe with defibrillators when we need them. That's really exciting. And flying vehicles and all sorts of things. And I think the future is really interesting. And as you all said, there's some of it's scary. There's some scary aspects, but in the main, it's really exciting. Thank you very much to the panelists. Thank you very much to my co-host. Although I think quite a lot of the hosting was done by the panel, so that was good. Thank you very much at home for listening. I hope you found that as exciting as I did. This is Billy signing off from Bath Spa Academic Centre, Russell Khyma. Thank you very much. Until next time, space to grow.